John Miglosh, 10 at 10, sponsored by the International Society for Strategic Marketing and the Wisconsin DMA. I'm going to dive right in today because I'm covering a lot. Back over the last decade or so, we've gone head to head with about a dozen of the world's top predictive modeling companies. That's people who are trying to figure out who's going to buy and who isn't going to buy. The latest one, or the most recent one, we won by 321% in a uniques test, which is, strictly experimentally designed. Okay, and I couldn't figure out why. And I keep reading, and I talk about AI and how it works, and I don't really know exactly how it works, but I try to explain why it's difficult to predict what you'll do because I can't predict what I'll do. And of course, we take a different tack entirely, trying to predict who won't buy rather than who will. It's far easier because we can rule people out for a number of reasons. Okay, but let's dive in because I've got a lot to cover, and we're going to talk about AI versus direct marketing and see if we can kind of illuminate you on what this is actually about. Okay, so off we go. Get over here and click that. And first, I want to talk about AI as the Messiah. Okay, we see a lot of articles coming out about how great AI is going to be. Well, there's also a whole category of AI articles that are pulling the wool off of our eyes and saying, when big data gets it wrong, the AI revolution that was and wasn't in 2018, why AI marketing fails and how to fix it. The future of big data and AI boils down to one thing, and what it is down here is it says taking action. Oh, you're not seeing it's at the very end of the line. You're not seeing my cursor on these. Why do big data projects fail? And of course, there's all kinds of diagnostics. Why big data projects fail and how to make 2017 different. Of course, that's back a ways. 3 reasons why most big data projects fail. Where big data projects fail, 5 fixes for your failing big data initiatives, and 85% of your big data projects fail. That's from Forrester, but your developers can help yours succeed. Oh yeah, sure. Yours is going to succeed where everyone else doesn't. So you can see that there's a lot of angst out in the marketplace, and I'm going to try and explain a little bit of why. First of all, we got to be a little careful with AI, right? What is AI with respect to marketing? Well, there is this term, artificial intelligence, that is getting batted around a lot today. We'll talk about that. Machine learning, on the other hand, is a little more what we do. We take data sets and we use the machine to find correlations and discorrelation, and it sorts through a lot of data, but it doesn't do it on its own. It basically shows me what it finds, and then I decide which of them I like. We're going to show you that. One of these days, I promise, I'm going to show you the modeling engine in operation and show you why I don't let it do its own thing. Although I've had clients who purely did that and did fine. They made a lot of money, but they did eventually call me in, and I was shocked and dismayed to see that they were just letting the thing do its own thing. They probably believed in artificial intelligence. Never mind, we'll go on. Predictive modeling is another term that may be more descriptive of what we do, although, like I said, we predict more who won't buy than who will. It's a lot easier, works a lot better. But, before that, we used to call it database marketing, and the idea was purely that we should keep track of who had bought how many times, how much. That was sort of the underpinnings of RFM. And before that, we used direct marketing techniques to identify with A/B splits different offers that made sense, different products that made sense, different lists that did better or worse in customer populations. So it's kind of been a progression from working its way up from direct marketing up into what we call artificial intelligence today. I would suggest that both AI and direct marketing have a common root, or a common ancestor, which is direct mail marketing. Because in that, if you read Scientific Advertising by Claude Hopkins, and it's available at scientificadvertising.com. If you read that, you'll find out that this stuff was well settled 100 years ago. These techniques were well proven, and we could tell which was better or worse advertising from direct mail. Having said that, mass media has generally ignored most of that. Okay, so back to those articles. Why do most AI projects fail? The conclusion of most of them was that organizations need a plan to get into production. And most don't plan and treat big data as technology retail therapy. What he meant by that is they don't let it affect their offer, their pricing, their audience. They don't let it affect, they think that they're going to find some breakthrough without testing, that somehow the data is going to tell them big answers. The truth is, data is not self-revealing. Since we don't know what we're looking for in most of those data projects, let's double our efforts to expand the data. That's how we got to big data. Okay, if a little data helps us, then a lot more is going to tell us all we ever need to know. But it just doesn't work like that. It's not at all like that. But that's where we got these terms: big data, data lake, data landfill, data mining. And back in the 80s, IBM was pitching the very same thing. When the System 34 came out with RPG, that's report generator language, and they promised us that if marketing had access to the raw data, we would all know things and we would understand our customer and we'd make a lot of money. And it wasn't true then. It wasn't true with the AS400. It wasn't true with the ES9000. It always takes intelligence, and it takes a lot of things. So I just wanted to introduce you to Dr. Data Eric Siegel. Okay, we'll play a little of his stuff here.
I love it when you call me Big Data.
Welcome to the Dr. Data Show. I'm Eric Siegel. AI is a big fat lie.
That's enough. It goes on from there.
Artificial intelligence is a fraudulent hoax.
Okay, and I really like this guy. I don't agree with him 100% because, when we get into predictive, consistently made money. But we won't get into that. Okay, but Eric has a PhD from Columbia University. He was a professor there, I believe, in data mining, text mining, and predictive analytics. What could be better than that? It's great to find somebody that knows something that I agree with. Although usually at the top of the field, they understand that it isn't what's getting pitched by IBM. Okay, so in that video, Dr. Data explains the term artificial intelligence has no place in science or engineering. AI is valid only for philosophy and science fiction. Unlike AI, machine learning is totally legit. Now, what's the big difference? Well, AI, the hope and the concept of AI is that machines can teach themselves stuff. The machines will be able to self-improve and sort out the context of data and go right past us in intelligence. And that's why it's science fiction. Now, what he points out in the article, this is a great little picture. Maybe we can make it bigger. What he points out in the article, he shows a self-driving car as it's moving along, and it's labeling things: traffic light, truck, car, truck, and then the bus comes along up here ahead up there, and it shows us the bus, and it labels it the bus. He says, but the trick is, it didn't just drive through traffic and start labeling this stuff, just like babies don't learn to talk just out of the blue, right? Mama, dada, and cup, and no, are usually their first few words. And they start identifying their perceptions with labels, okay? And Eric points out rightly that the way we teach computers is to give them a labeled data set. Somebody already gave them videos that show these items and show them, in pictures, in lots and lots and lots of pictures, where it can start to figure it out. Now, it doesn't always figure it out right because, you can, if you put a reflective sticker on a stop sign, they've shown how sometimes that will defeat the entire, the AI only saw clean stop signs, and that's not the same as a stop sign with a sticker. Okay, so let's go on. I just got the buzzer, but I'm going to keep going. So Jeopardy was another one where IBM got Watson, this computer intelligent thing, and it looked like Watson beat the bejeebers out of these two of the best Jeopardy players ever. Okay, so we got $1 million. Watson won. Incidentally, I beat Watson on the three questions that they showed on the video if you watch Dr. Data. But I'm good at Jeopardy. I'm better than these guys. I just don't have the guts to go on. Anyway, so but Jeopardy, but the Watson computer got 25,000 questions from previous Jeopardy shows where the right answer was known, and that's key. You got to understand this principle if you're going to make money with AI. You got to train it so it doesn't work to just take all the tweets that have ever mentioned your company. Somebody's got to label them positive or negative. Someone's got to sort out what it's about, okay? And the machine doesn't care. Flat out, machines do not care. Okay, so what does it take to get AI to work in marketing? It requires a labeled data set. For AI to work in marketing, just like on Jeopardy, we need this labeled data set to train on. Direct mail has a clear advantage in building a labeled data set. Why? Because we know who we mailed, and of those, we know who bought and who didn't. And, maybe we got started on the right foot. Connie Bauer, professor at Marquette, helped me learn that you needed a good, solid dependent variable. We spend a lot of time working on the dependent variable. That is the labeled data set that we're going to correlate against. And I'll show you. Well, eventually we'll get to this. We'll pull the hood open and see. But direct mail gives us a better labeled data set than mass media or digital data because we know that somebody saw what we were doing. See, with digital ads, you don't know if they saw them or not. They could be a bot. They could not even exist, or the ad could have been just big enough to drop some code on their computer and they never saw it at all. You don't know who got it and who didn't get it. In direct mail, we have a much higher assurance because you have to open the mailbox, you have to take out your stuff, you have to sort through it, and you can throw it in the trash if you want. We're not going to get into that, but the fact is, it interacts. You interact with it. It forces you to. Okay? Email doesn't, not in the same way. Neither does digital, neither does mass media. Okay, so mail has definite advantages. Machine learning works best with direct mail done by direct marketing methods, which is why we're the best machine learning predictive modeling company in the world. I can say that with a straight face. Can you believe that? Why? It's not because I'm smarter. It's not because we have bigger computers. It's because we have a better labeled data set. And you need to understand that. And we've helped companies, even those that aren't in the catalog business or in the mail business, we've helped them understand direct mail. One of our retailers grew 36% last year by applying direct marketing methods, testing offers, testing methods, and then modeling the answers, and then delving into the modeling. We'll get to it eventually. AI in marketing requires a labeled data set. For AI to work in marketing, we need that. Direct mail has a clear advantage. Conclusion. I always wondered why the direct mail marketing seemed to beat mass media. Mass media is so much cheaper. Now you've got better chance of getting an order from digital ad that you've got a better chance of making it as a Navy SEAL than you do as getting an order from a digital ad. But anyway, we'll cover that again. That's Bob Hoffman, and he said he wants to be on Skype, so we're gonna get to him also. Anyway, so why was it that we could transform legacy companies that had not been growing significantly? The answer is we have a better vehicle, we have a better labeled data set, and we always will. And besides that, we're fairly good at predictive analytics. We take a different tack, which works better. But the bottom line is, this is how you get it to work. We have a program that's been working for 25 years. We didn't know why it was better. Now I'm learning. That's part of why I'm doing this show. If you want to save your AI project or your big data project, let us know. We can fix it. I'm John Miglosh for the ISSM and the WDMA.org.